Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. I know I have finished my morning binge of All or Nothing Tottenham Hotspur. There you go, exactly midday as we're recording this. I've done all 3 of the episodes revealed today. I've done separate reviews for each, so episode 1 and 2 you can go back and watch them. This video will pertain to episode 3, which is entitled No More Mr. Nice Guy. Basically, the story of episode 1 was Pochettino going and Mourinho arriving. The story of episode 2 was Mourinho bringing everything up with him. And it's going to get a little bit more complex, let's just say. We've got some B and C narratives going along with Harry Kane, the leader, and Dele Alli basically being called lazy in training, and this idea he's an underachiever, needs to work back. Serge Aurier as well in the previous episode. So we're basically finding the way that this show works. Now you get a couple of games, you get a couple of character pieces, and these kind of B and C threads alongside underneath. Fun opening scene here, which is basically 4 young millionaires on a privately chartered plane heading, I think, to a game. Talking about one of them reversing into their no doubt very, very expensive car. I'm sure that will play well with the footballers are paid too much type crowd and their wallies. There you go. And they've chosen to lead with that. The return of Jose to Manchester United ends in defeat. They do skirt over the game a little bit. The previous cliffhanger in the previous episode makes it look like you're going to go all the way through his return to Old Trafford, but no, we don't get it at all, really. I guess Spurs maybe didn't want to release that for whatever reason. We do see the debrief the following day, though, so maybe it got a little bit spiky in the Old Trafford corridors, let's just say, and they didn't want us to see. You were hiding, the attitude was not good enough. Harry Kane, like a good teacher's pet here and captain, does pipe up to his credit and say, it's every game, it's unacceptable, and they keep getting on this big emphasis that Spurs aren't nasty enough. They're too nice. You know, we heard Mourinho say that they need to be, well, lots of expletive words when he first arrives. They try and solve it with some kind of fun team building head tennis game, and Mourinho, as he tends to, puts himself front and centre in this as the pantomime villain referee. Looks all good fun though. They're going to go heavy on their character side of it this episode on Christian Eriksen, who's this sort of quite formidable number 10 creative force for Spurs. But the contract is running down and he wants a move away and a payday, I think. We see Mourinho and Daniel Levy sort of having one of their little chats. The extra desire is missing. No one knows what's going on and the agent controls everything. There's no dialogue between club and agent. So you see the 2 higher-ups talking about it, and then they go to Eriksen. It's a bit of an angry bit to camera he does. He's moaning about the press treating him like an object, and then he says it's the only business where you can say what you want, which, if what everybody is saying is true, is a bit ironic because obviously his agent is sounding like he's not saying anything. So the press wouldn't have anything to say anyway because there's absolute silence. And also this idea of being treated like a commodity, well, sounds exactly like that's what his agent is doing, which he should because he's a football agent, but you can't have it both ways, can you? You can't then complain about it if you're going to profit from it. But there we go. Age-old tension between agents, players, managers, fans, etc. Players seem to love them, but nobody else does, I think. We get some more match action. This is against Burnley. 5-0 win, obviously punctuated by a ridiculous goal by Son Heung-min, where he dribbles basically from his own penalty box all the way up the other end. Brilliant goal there. They do a little bit on Son and his superstardom in South Korea, in his home country there. And we see this crazy South Korean fan standing on the edge of the road with a Son shirt, sort of nodding and waving at all the cars, because that will make the cars think that Korean people are nice, apparently, according to this guy. Let's not get into North and South Korean politics, shall we? we get the idea that a lot of these things are staged and there's a bit of a lack of reality. One thing that was very real in this episode, this beautiful cringeworthy handshake between Daniel Levy and Krissy and Ericsson. Brilliant stuff there. Looked so awkward. Sort of telling moment as well, where you get these two massively powerful alpha males, Levy and Mourinho. Levy basically saying, "Oh, will you talk to him? Will you have one more go?" And Mourinho goes, "Oh, well, we've done all we can." Whether that is performative and staged to let the Tottenham fans know that this was Ericsson, or whether that is genuinely two powerful men that don't have any power over a football player who decides to run his contract down, is a different matter here. We then kind of pivot a little bit to Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld. They sort of speak about their friendship and the way that that contract situation is going to be handled differently in terms of both their contracts being in the final year here. Away they go to Wolves for some more match action here. They're basically going to try and make this look like a Game of Thrones battle with lots of like the steady cam in the dugout steaming up and everything, pouring down with rain, lots of tackles firing in. Spurs are going to win in the last minute in injury time, I think, with Vertonghen scoring the goal. Mourinho, as ever, does a knee slide, make sure he gets on camera with that one. But this kind of battle scene where they're all drenched, it does make for a great visual, I do have to say. They then follow Vertonghen the next day. He's off to the food bank, so some good PR there. And he does sum up a lot of the transience of football, really. He says, "I wouldn't say I was struggling, but I had a hard game, obviously, in the rain against a physical team," and maybe referring to Adama Traore, who's always hard to play against. It's a good thing, though, because the only thing people will remember is me scoring that goal. That sums it up, doesn't it? You can do what you like, but if you score a last-minute winner, you're the hero, aren't you? So he goes off to deliver the food to the food bank. No new contract for him. However, his mate, Toby Alderweireld, comes in with his pregnant wife and his very young daughter to sign his new contract, and we're playing on the friends being split up here. Another match action segment is coming up, this time with Chelsea. And remember, Mourinho's done this whole thing of chasing Chelsea in fourth position, and you've got narratives out of the backside here, basically. They're Champions League rivals. It's Jose's old club, and managed by one of his greatest players, Frank Lampard. And there's a kind of subtle dig, I think, where Ericsson says, "Good guy," to Mourinho, and Mourinho goes, "Yeah, like the most focused professional guy you can get." Maybe alluding to Ericsson's head having been turned, and possibly a lack of focus there if you're reading between the lines. So we go the normal ending to all of these episodes where we get a match and then it's the fallout for that match. And it's 2-0 at half-time to Chelsea. I don't know if this is performative rage by Dele Alli. He's on camera throwing down his bottle and signalling his anger at this first half. Son is then sent off for violent conduct in the second half. We see him very upset and emotional, shouting, "How is that a red? How is that a red?" However, when the players come back in, he's a little calmer, and he does go round to his credit and apologise to everyone. And we see Mourinho, the man manager, again. He knows the players are down. He knows it's not the time. So he goes round and says, "No, don't worry. It's okay. We were 12 points. It's now 6 points." So really, in the 3 episodes so far, we have seen all sides of Mourinho's man management. The cruel to be kind, the charisma, the arm round, the shoulder, the rage, the criticism, and the I guess the arm round the shoulder and the calmness again this time. So that is the end of the 3rd episode, and I guess from Amazon's point of view, no cliffhanger this week because we've got to wait another week for the next 3 episodes to come out. I believe it's 3 times 3 episodes over 3 weeks for this series. I've really enjoyed the first 3 episodes. Very stark and obvious that they weren't interested in Pochettino as soon as Mourinho arrived. We've literally had 2.5 episodes on 4 weeks of Mourinho, and we got 25 minutes on, I don't know, a couple of months of Pochettino. So Mourinho, as you'd imagine, has been very charismatic and watchable on camera. Daniel Levy, however you say it, has come across as wanting to put himself forward and made himself more human. Lots of scenes with him and Mourinho as well. Yes, okay, you do get the performative bits and the bits that look a little bit stagey and hokey. But the reason we all watch these documentaries as football fans is just to get to see those real moments that we as fans will never see behind the scenes. And you do get those sneak peeks. They have allowed a few of those bits through. And certainly Dele Alli's face in episode 2, I think, when Mourinho's kind of giving him the come to Jesus lecture. And the shake of hands and Son's emotions after the red card. All very real. And it's those little moments that we have to, pick out around the maybe more stagey bits of sports documentaries. Amazon do a good job, and I've very, very much enjoyed the first 3 episodes. So do interact with me here on YouTube and get your comments in. What did you think? Please like and subscribe whilst you are here. You can join our fantasy league on the channel here. T5QBR0 is the code there to join that league, and all of these episodes will be up as podcasts. You can support the channel if you really want to support a fellow football fan trying to make a part of full-time viable living out of waffling about football on YouTube. If you think I deserve it, go over to amazon.co.uk/shop/the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel and buy any of the products there recommended by me in any of my lists, and you will be helping out, and you get some nice stuff from Amazon. As well, you can subscribe via Patreon if you're feeling a little bit kinder. $3 is your basic tier there per month, which is just basically a donation. You'll get a personal thank you from me and a shout out in the description in every video. But for $5, you get a bit of extra content. And for those people, I'm speaking too fast, who really feel they can help out, if you've got a business or you want to be a fan sponsor, you can actually sponsor the channel here. Right, that is the 3rd episode. I've spent my entire morning watching Jose Mourinho, basically. So I'm going to take a break from him, and we will put this all together as a series once all 9 are done. So I'll try and do every single episode. Get your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and it is over and out from me. See you on the next video.